What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Again, I'm cutting right to the chase. So here's the real tea. I really wanted to review Queen and Slim. It's brand new, just came out a couple weeks ago on Thanksgiving. However, I also wanted to see Dr. Sleep. It's been out for a while and was going to be out of play soon in the theater that I go to. You know, to make room for Christmas movies. And this movie is 2.5 hours long. And so after watching Dr. Sleep, I did not feel like waiting around until 10:30 to see Queen and Slim. I had to get home, go to bed, and wake up early to film this video. So that's my confession.
These are my confessions.
I am working so hard on reviewing movies within a week of their releases. Hashtag New Year goals. By the way, I will have a video on that coming up really soon. So stay tuned for that by hitting the notification bell. I think I've mentioned in my other videos that just because you're subscribed to my channel doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be automatically notified once I upload a video, which is why you need to go ahead and hit that notification bell in order to get all my videos once I upload them, which is usually every Tuesday. Alright, now on to the actual review of Dr. Sleep. Alright, so I know that reviewing this movie now isn't exactly season appropriate, what with it being a scary movie and it's the holidays. But the holidays doesn't prevent scary things from happening, you know? Again, I digress. And I made an effort not to watch anyone else's review on this movie prior to seeing it. As a rule of thumb, I refrain from watching reviews on movies that I'll potentially be reviewing prior to watching the movie. I do not want people's opinions tainting the movie for me. And also, I do not want to subconsciously regurgitate what other people have been saying about the movie in my own review. Okay, so Dr. Sleep movie review. An aerial shot starts off the movie, and throughout the movie we get a few more of those. It serves a purpose. It's not just because it looks pretty, which it does, but it also gives the viewer a sense of what the people who shine see whenever they mind travel, in this case in search of other people who shine. And I really did appreciate that. Now on to the people who eat souls so they don't have to die, or live much longer than a normal human being does. Lots of similarities between them and Voldemort, or He Who Shall Not Be Named, the main antagonist slash villain in Harry Potter. That name is actually French. Voldemort. Translation, Thief of Death. Need I say more? Stephen King and J.K. Rowling must be kindred spirits. Now, I personally see these soul eaters in Dr. Sleep as a metaphor for negative people. Give them energy and they'll feast on the very essence of who you are. Now, I was gonna comment on how was it that this overlooked hotel that was supposedly shut down after Danny and his mom escaped at the end of The Shining some 30 years ago was still seemingly well maintained, no cobwebs or anything, and there was still power. Then again, I suppose the argument for that would be that spirits live there. The one thing that was not made quite clear, or maybe I missed it, was what Danny was doing for a living before he moved from Florida up north to find his calling as Dr. Sleep. Which brings me to my next point. There was something almost spiritual about this movie. It had layers, and that's what I like in both movies and books. And it was very disappointing to see the main character, Danny, die. But then again, he becomes like an angelic godfather, for lack of a better description, to Abra, just like Halloran was to him. Now, the other thing that my brain is having real trouble making sense out of is this. If the soul-eating shining people eat other young shining people to live longer, wouldn't that imply that these supposed spirits that haunted the overlooked hotel were equally soul-eating shining people because they ate Rose's soul, and not just a restless ghost of people who met a tragic ending in the hotel? But the fact that Danny was able to lock them up in boxes in his mind only to release them on Rose suggests otherwise. Also, if burning down that hotel was supposed to cleanse the area of those spirits, what was that rotting lady still doing in Abra Stub at the end of the movie? One last thing, if the hotel had indeed been shut down and abandoned for 30 years, how did the cops know it was burning, and why would they even care? And am I to assume that the cops drove Abra home since Danny died in the fire? Or did she use her magic to travel home because she did not seem to be of driving age? Perhaps reading the book will provide clarity. Also, just a side note, Stephen King must really like the greeting, "Hello there." Rose the Hat used that greeting a lot in this movie, and so did Pennywise in It. Which makes me realize Stephen King must be swimming in royalty checks from movie adaptations of his books this year. There was Pet Sematary, It's Chapter 2, and now Dr. Sleep. Now on to my rating. 9 out of 10. The script was stellar. It had layers and the acting was good. There were just a few things that did not add up to me. I really hope you enjoyed this review and I'll see you on Tuesday. Juices.